Correct. Check 1-2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is about time we are kicking off the VLA 2022 East Division. Live from the Mohegan Sun Casino at the AAU Grand Prix. It is live VLA volleyball action on a Friday night. The Boston Bounce in their first match since being promoted to VLA Tier 1 this offseason, taking on the Northeast Force in their VLA debut as a team. We're so excited for this, the first of 6 great matches on the weekend. And the only one tonight, so these two teams really setting the tone. These two teams know each other extremely well, despite their young existences in the VLA. We will get to all of that as the match goes on. What's up, everyone? Rob St. Clair here. So excited about this event, Bounce versus Force. It is about time that we get the East Division into action this season. It's about time the Northeast Force finally able to make their VLA debut. So excited about this. So make sure you know everything about what's going on this weekend. The schedule's in the description. All the links you could need in the description. Our website, our Instagram. It's the first of many great battles that we've got going on in the VLA this weekend. So looking forward to having you guys all the way around. Let us know in the live chat where you're watching from. And first serve coming up in just a second. So it'll be the Boston Bounce on the far side of your screen, serving in purple and white, and the Northeast Force receiving on the near side of your screen in black and orange. Had the opportunity to talk to Northeast Force's captain, Garrett Minyard, last night on Around the VLA, and he was very high on his team's chances coming into this event. He's got a lot of confidence in his Northeast Force's squad, despite this being their first VLA match ever and a familiar opponent in the Boston Bounce. We are ready to get underway. Cameron Ponce, number 14 in white and purple, the great setter for the Boston Bounce, will start us off with a service error and the first point of the weekend and of their team's VLA existence to the Northeast Force out of Hartford, Connecticut. Force on the near side of your screen in black and orange. Gonsalves down the line, just barely out of bounds. And classic men's volleyball start to that match right there. 2 service errors. That setter, Kevin Gonsalves, number 3 in black, missing that ball barely out of bounds, wrist away down the line. You might notice this is a very empty convention center right about now. This is the second weekend in a row that the AAU is hosting a big juniors event here in Connecticut. But that gets going tomorrow. So we got the gyms to ourselves tonight. Tomorrow it will be packed with junior volleyball players. That ball missed out of bounds as well. What a start, huh? That's men's volleyball at its finest, and it is 2-1 Force, and I can already hear the Northeast Force sideline cheering. Yeah, men's volleyball, service errors. Let's see if Garrett Minyard, the captain, can put one in play. Yes, he can. Easy roll over the top of the block, but it takes the setter out of play. Good high flat swing there by Costigan. And then missed out of bounds eventually on the left side by Rob Chilcote, number 3 in white. With a big block up in front of him, couldn't slice off a sharp cross-court angle. Nice start for the Northeast Force at 3 serving 1 here in the first set in our best 3 out of 5 set match to 25 points. Must win by 2. Another service error. My goodness. Can you tell these two teams have yet to play some real volleyball yet this year? I promise they will figure it out. Short serve, really well handled by Minyard. Borsay on the left side, through the block and down. And an interesting one there, Brad Borsay, number 7 in black, coming over after playing for the Boston Bounce last year. You might remember him if you saw the Bounce's debut in Buffalo last year when they took on Team LBC and the Chicago Icemen. Both Brad Borsay and Clay Paulin were suiting up for Bounce at the time, now both playing for Northeast Force. Good dig there by Gonsalves, but it's out of play. And the first kill of many on the match, number 16 in white, Skylar Kaufman. Kaufman, who burst onto the scene last year for the Boston Bounce in both Buffalo and at the VLA Cup. So big, just outstanding. 6'9" out of MIT. One of many of the great middle blockers in this tournament this weekend, including right now Neil Ferraro at the service line in a different role. He's playing opposite full time right now, number 21 in white. Good run right there by Tarquinio off the defense and out of play. And Steven Tarquinio, number 25 in black and orange, with the first kill of his VLA career. Bobby Costigan, 6'5", opposite out of Sacred Heart. Number 10 in black, the left-hander, puts in the serve, handled pretty well by Vautrin. Big block there, miraculous coverage play made. And no touch off the block, that's 4 contacts against Boston. Good block there. Set up by Gonsalves and Tarquinio. Costigan again. Not a good hand pass there by libero Kobe Moore. Out of system swing, one-handed dig kept alive somehow. Free ball opportunity here for Boston. Kaufman tipped out of the middle, handled pretty easily. Borsay over the top of the triple block and did not get the touch on its way out of bounds. Definitely some sloppy volleyball here early on. These two teams in their very earliest action of the 2022 season. I do trust that it will get better. Chilcote back to serve out of Loyola, Chicago. Boston captain Jeff Vautrin to the front court. Not a good pass there by Minyard, but Gonsalves can run it down. Dump, well read. Borsay slows down Ponce, then can have a swing at this. Basically a free ball opportunity here. Pipe attack to Chilcote. Beautiful choice by Cameron Ponce, number 14, in white and purple. Getting that quick pipe attack involved early and often as an in-system option for the Boston Bounce. They're back within 1 here at 5 serving 6. Perfect pass there by Borsay off the tape. Tarquinio blocked, able to be covered by McIntosh. Vautrin is roofed one-on-one. Steven Tarquinio by himself on the right side. Wow, what a block there. Yes, Tarquinio, number 25 in black, 6'5" out of, or 6'6", excuse me, Long Island native out of Hunter College. Found himself on the right side in a one-on-one situation. Came up with a stuff block, 7-5. Borsay down the line. Watched easily by his former teammate Jeff Vautrin as it goes out of bounds. There's Kaufman, handled well by Borsay, right on the net. Setter dump attempt is well read and rejected. Wow, Kevin Gonsalves. Kevin Gonsalves, the front court setter, went for the reverse dump there. Well disguised, but Vautrin was 1 step ahead. Good block for number 17 in purple. Perfect pass there by McIntosh. Another setter dump, this time blocked again, but covered. Minyard rolled, kept alive by Vautrin. And for the lead, Ferraro out of the back row. His first look offensively as the opposite. He was another one of those outstanding middle blocker pieces that Boston Bounce is bringing into this season. But they move him to the right for this match, and the first question, or first potential answer to the question of who is going to be the opposite for the Boston Bounce this season. Talked about that last night, trying to fill big shoes left by Jalen Penrose. Costigan slowed down by the block. Chilcote just barely runs out of room. Back behind the end line by the spectator seats and can't bring that ball back into play. First look at Tarquinio from the service line. Clay Paulin, a monster, number 20 in black and orange out of UCLA to the front court. Vautrin over the top of the block, dug by Tarquinio, but Minyard can't run it down. right about at the center line, and Boston retakes a 1-point lead. Stephen Moy, number 25 in white and purple, into the front court for the Boston Bounce. That's a name you might recognize from last year. Moy played at Stanford, played for Sport Connects out of San Francisco before starting medical school in Boston. So he's at the East Coast now. Good rip there by Minyard down the line off the edge of the block and out of bounds. Just to finish that thought, Stephen Moy had another big off-season transfer pickup for the Boston Bounce, coming over from West Coast to East Coast. Here's Kevin Gonsalves, the left-hander out of IPFW. Not left-handed, excuse me, but is already his second service error. That one missed just long. He already went for 2 left-handed slider dump attempts. He may have fooled me there. Minyard got to start keeping some of these serves in play. Moy out of the middle. Good read there by McIntosh and somehow sent back over. Ferraro, deep cross court off the ceiling, still in play for now, but then eventually out of bounds. The ceiling is in play this weekend. This ceiling is pretty low. Moy float serving down the line, working well on Minyard. Borsay will have an out-of-system swing. Good opportunity here, an out-of-system transition. Can Chilcote put it away? Yes, he can. What a smart shot. Rob Chilcote, number 3 in white and purple, in his VLA debut with a really smart high flat swing off the fingertips of the block and out of bounds, and Boston leads by 2. Good float serve by Moy again. Handled better by Minyard this time. Paulin out of the middle, kept alive. Free ball here for the Northeast Force. Costigan blocked and covered. Borsay blocked, covered again. Chilcote rolled. Good play by McIntosh, but unfortunately into the antenna before Costigan could rescue it. By far the best rally of the match so far. Won by the Boston Bounce. They lead 13-10. Good quick delivery there. Slowed down by Ferraro, straight up in the air. And Skylar Kaufman, right on top of the net, takes a rip at it on 1. What a block touch. And the Boston Bounce bench is fired up. Timeout Northeast Force. You can see how big the Boston Bounce bench is. Look how many guys they brought. Coach Konstantin Dimov is going to have his hands full of figuring out who he's going to put out there match to match. But a lot of energy here from the Boston Bounce. Went down early after a couple service errors. Now lead 14-10 in the first. Moy on a very good service run right now out of the timeout. See if he continues to go down the line at Minyard. Yes, he does. Not a good pass. The bump 1 to the middle. Kept alive somehow. Another rip somehow by Kaufman. Oh, and a miscommunication finally. Man, what a wacky play. Skylar Kaufman almost had 2 in a row, just taking opportunistic balls off the top of the tape. But another tremendous defensive play by Tim McIntosh, number 4 in white and orange. The already very impressive libero from the Northeast Force. Good run there, and Kaufman crossbody puts it right on the sideline. In talking to Garrett Minyard last night on Around the VLA, which I encourage you all to check out, he told us that Tim McIntosh, number 4, in white for the Northeast Force, has a chance to be the very best libero in the entire VLA. And that was a bold statement considering some of the great liberos in this league. So far, living up to it early on. Chilcote deep, beautiful dig by Minyard. Sent over as a free ball here. Ponce out of system. Chilcote again. Good touch, sharp cross court by McIntosh, but couldn't keep it inside the antenna. And the Boston run continues at 16-11. The Force have just not quite been clean enough on the first contact. Haven't really seen a true picture of what their offense really looks like as Gonsalves has had to scramble around here early on. Here's Ferraro again. Costigan with a really smart off-speed roll shot, beautifully located right about on the 3-meter line, and that is the side out that the Northeast Force was looking for. Ferraro dug by McIntosh out of the back row, but couldn't be grabbed out of the bottom of the net. Neil Ferraro looking pretty good so far at the opposite, and one of the benefits that you always have if you move a middle to the right is you immediately get some tremendous blocking ability, and Ferraro is definitely going to give you that, a first-team All-American in Division III NYU. Chilcote with a really good serve, forced an overpass right away. Free ball opportunity here. Good play by McIntosh through the block. Basically another free ball. Kaufman not to be denied a second time. And the middles here early on for the Boston Bounce have been a force, no pun intended. But Kaufman and Moy both having their way with their physicality and size in the front court against the Northeast Force so far. And you can kind of include Ferraro in that, a normal middle blocker. Borsay, a really important pickup for this Northeast Force team. Played for Boston last year. Really good out-of-system scorer. Good size, 6'5". A lot of these Northeast Force guys playing for Sacred Heart collegiately. That ball absolutely destroyed by Jeff Vautrin on the left side. What a cannon that dude has. It was ridiculous. Takes advantage of a one-on-one and detonates between the block and the antenna. That was the bomb of the match so far by far. 19-13 Boston. Service substitution coming in here for the Northeast Force. Number 5, backup libero Cam Roth in to serve and play some defense for Steven Tarquinio. 14-19. Not a good pass there by Chilcote. Vautrin with an out-of-system swing, high, deep, dug by Borsay. Midyard, high, flat, really smart swing. He has absolutely no intention of hitting the court on that play. All he wants is the high fingertips of the block and for it to deflect away from the bounce defenders. That's exactly what he got. 15-19. Force for the big point on serve there. And good blocking rotations for Force as well, with Paulin, Gonsalves, a good-sized setter, and Minyard, a rotation 6 receive for Boston with Ponce, the front court setter. And Roth misses that serve way out of bounds as the service sub will be undone. Ponce to the backcourt. Really good blocking rotations here for Boston. Gonsalves, a front court setter. No success so far on the setter dump. Minyard off the block and out of bounds. That ball is called inbounds. Okay. That went about as straight down as it physically possibly could have. I really don't know if that caught a piece of the sideline or not. The call is that it did. Huge block there from Neil Ferraro, and might as well give it to him for how far over the net he was. That was ridiculous. Good chop serve handled easily, though, by McIntosh. Paulin through, maybe even right between the arms of the blocker and to the floor. And if the Force can pass the ball well enough, they're going to want to get Clay Paulin involved as much as possible. Good deep swing from Ferraro, kept alive by McIntosh. Minyard, high flat into the block, covered. Ooh, the back set from the middle blocker, Clay Paulin, put away by Bobby Costigan. Beautiful handwork by Clay Paulin, and he's a Southern California guy out of Manhattan Beach. Played at UCLA. You better believe he spent some time outdoors on the sand, and that might be where those hands have come from. Forced right back into this thing at 17-21. Oh, beautiful grab by Ponce, but another great defensive play by McIntosh. Ferraro on the left side again. Beautiful defensive play. Borsay has a swing at it out of the back row. Comes flying in out of the pipe, and he puts it away, wrist away against one blocker. And forces all the way back into this first set at 18-21, and Boston needs timeout to figure this out. Total momentum shift. The Northeast Force have woken up here lately. Awesome out of system play there. So already some drama here in the first set of the entire weekend at 21-18. It was definitely sloppy early, but already these teams have started to figure themselves out and even starting to figure each other out in terms of the matchup. We've already seen some much higher level volleyball midway through this first set. 21-18, this is really anybody's game. Gonsalves out of the timeout has got to keep this serve in. Against bounces rotation 1, you got Vautrin on the right. Ferraro, the middle blocker, turned opposite on the left. 18-21 here. Perfect pass there by Chilcote. Ferraro through the block of Costigan and down, and just the timeout that Boston needed to figure out how to get out of that rotation. Vautrin, a very dangerous server now. Force has to get out of rotation 1. Perfect pass there by McIntosh. Costigan through the block and down somehow. I have no idea how he found space inside the block of Neil Ferraro, but he did, and that's a huge point inside out to keep this set well within hand. 19-22, Minyard got to keep this ball in play again. Good short float serve, working on Vautrin. Ferraro on the right side. Good defensive play. Costigan chopped sharp cross court. Vautrin able to run it down. Minyard out of the back row, missed it out of bounds, and a good looking set choice and piece of offense there on a free ball opportunity not taken advantage of by the Northeast Force, and that might be just a huge point right there. Especially with a weak reception rotation here. Moy serving 23-19. Force got a side out to have a chance here in the first, and they do the easy way with the service error. Paulin working on Moore's hands. Ferraro on the right side, slowed down by the block. Another back set from Paulin. This ball a little too inside for Borsay. And a beautiful block by Tarquinio in transition against Skylar Kaufman. One-on-one. What a play. And how important is that? 21-23 after quite the scramble. Tarquinio comes up with the one-on-one stuff block. Now Paulin will serve again. A lot of real estate to Kobe Moore's right in position 1 for Boston. He covers it well there. Deep cross court and perfectly located in the deep corner, position 5 from Rob Chilcote, and set points coming up, 24-21. Boston with a couple opportunities to start their season off just the right way. And actually a 6-2 substitution coming in here. Ize Dong, the backup setter, number 6. And Greg Woods, number 8, the backup opposite. So to keep a backcourt setter front row opposite here for set point. Costigan tried to slice off a crazy angle, sharp cross court, missed it into the top tape, and that is it. 25-21, Boston takes the first over the Northeast Force. Teams will change sides. And this was just an appetizer for the rest of a great match and a great weekend of high-level VLA volleyball. A couple minutes, and set number 2 will be coming your way. Stay tuned. How's it going, everyone? Rob here. Great first set. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited for these two teams to finally kick off their seasons. Definitely sloppy volleyball early on, but I can already tell that the level will continue to increase. The caliber of volleyball played at the end of that set versus the beginning was definitely night and day. I'm excited for this to continue to get better. Boston looks great so far, and we were talking just last night on Around the VLA about their opposite situation because they lose Jalen Penrose. Like he's in Europe right now playing in Switzerland, but when he comes back, he'll be transferring to Team Pineapple, which is a big offseason move. So they have a super deep roster, so many guys here this weekend, but will they have like an elite level VLA caliber opposite to throw high balls to throughout the season? That is an interesting thing that we're going to see definitely throughout this weekend. And I kind of like the move. You have 3 great middles, put one of them on the right. Force looking to respond. Their polish and first contact ball control definitely needs to be a little bit better, and I trust that it will be. Already, Tim McIntosh, their libero, has been super impressive, and that defensive energy is definitely contagious. So super excited about the rest of this match. Set number 2, just about ready. Let's go. Sure. Set number 2, ready to get underway. Gonsalves serving on the far side of your screen. And the exact perfect start. The Northeast Force with an ace serve. And a first set that was dominated largely by service errors. Now finally the Northeast Force sees a little bit of return on that investment. They're on the board first. Good cut short serve that time. I like that mix-up. And an easy read, costing him with a chance out of system. Is stuffed straight down by Moy. Beautiful press by number 25 in white and purple, and there is nowhere to go around that block. 1-1, Cameron Ponce. Perfect pass by McIntosh again. Minyard blocked by Vautrin, but able to be kept alive. Ferraro, beautiful dig by Borsay, but right on the net and tapped to the floor by Moy. Good discipline there, waiting for it to come back over the net before reaching up and touching it. Another good pass by McIntosh. Costigan blocked by Ferraro. Tried to wipe off the outside edge of the block and get it out of bounds, but Ferraro was way too far over the net that time, and Boston leads 3-1. Ponce again. Just a bit outside as he got a little too much thumb down spin on that one. Good float serve there by Minyard. Boston well out of system. Ferraro somehow finds a deflection through the hands of Paulin and down. And that is a really promising sign if you're the Boston Bounce. If Neil Ferraro, to my knowledge, new to the opposite position, if he can take a high ball even on the left against 3 blockers and find a way to score some points. 4-2 Bounce. Good run there. Paulin finds some space through Stephen Moy's block into the floor. That is a really fun one-on-one middle blocker battle right there. Clay Paulin against his former team, and Stephen Moy moving over from Sport Connects to Boston in the offseason. 3-4. Good rip by Vautrin out of the back row. That ball going inbounds had to be played by Ponce. Good opportunity here now for Force. That first touch was a block. Ferraro can have a swing at it on the right side. Good high swing is covered. Ooh, miscommunication there. Free ball for Northeast Force. They've got to have this, and they don't. What a stuff block from Stephen Moy again. A beautiful read. Shuts down Tarquinio. And a pretty wacky rally. Definitely some sloppy volleyball in there, but that last run for Force should have resulted in a point. And Moy slammed the door. 5-3. Aggressive set there to Tarquinio in the middle, kept alive off the block. Costigan down the line into the antenna, and he missed it out of bounds. Moy has done a lot of damage in his service rotation so far. Oh, good short one there, handled beautifully by McIntosh again, and Minyard down the line. Deflected off the block and out of bounds. That is such a good piece of service reception by Tim McIntosh, number 4 in white for the Northeast Force. Perfect pass there. Quick ball to Ferraro on the right side, and he's able to accelerate to put it away through the block and down. That's... Man, Neil Ferraro checking the boxes so far in terms of things that you got to ask your high-level opposite to do. Out of system opportunity here coming here from Borsay. Good high swing again. Off the fingertips of the block down the line. It deflects out of play. That is outstanding high-level out of system offense. Here's Borsay at the service line. Good high flat shot there from Chilcote. So smart. Wow, these two teams are really showing me something so far in terms of out-of-system choices. They're seeing the block and playing off the block extremely well. Nice high flat rip there by Chilcote. He goes back to serve 8-5. Huge stuff block there. Vautrin, along with Skylar Kaufman, shut down Costigan out of the back row. Man, the middles for the Boston Bounce have been so impressive so far, lighting up the block column on the stat sheet, 9-5. Good rip there by Minyard off the block and out of bounds. Excellent one-on-one situation set up by Kevin Gonsalves. And the only thing that I think Boston needs to improve right now is serving Tim McIntosh less. That kid is just nails. McIntosh, the forced libero, 24 years of age from Miami, Florida. Good rip there down the line by Vautrin. Just beautiful vision. And an excellent delivery from Cameron Ponce. Again, I really like the offense he's running so far. Good push there by Gonsalves, but the roll shot easily kept alive. Tipped on the back one by Moy, and even McIntosh can't make that play. Force have gotten some pretty decent looking offensive opportunities. And they have not capitalized. That roll shot from Garrett Minyard was way too easy. Bounce capitalizes, takes a 5-point lead, and Force needs their first timeout here in the second set at 11-6. Boston continue to score points in their various service rotations and capitalize on when Force can't do the same on their pretty good passing so far. Kaufman here, the middle blocker, serving at 11-6 out of the timeout. Rotation 6 received for Force, so Gonsalves, the front court setter, along with Minyard and Paulin. See if they can get Costigan going out of the back row a little bit on the right side. Paulin out of the middle, and that is never a bad set choice. Let's throw the ball up to the 6'9" guy from UCLA. Gonsalves going again for that sideline position 5. Has missed a couple of those. He had the ace to start the set, though. Ponce, another West Coast guy who's since moved to the East Coast. Cameron Ponce from San Jose, played for Bay to Bay in Northern California. Was an outstanding collegiate career at Johnson & Wales and has stayed on the East Coast ever since. Good feed there. Gonsalves quickly delivers the gap set to Clay Paulin, and he puts it away. Paulin, another West Coast guy. That is the type of offense that I love to see at the VLA level. Setters from slightly less than perfect positions just firing the ball quickly into their middles. And in return, Ponce goes to Moy in a very similar situation, but that ball just a tiny bit underset. Moy couldn't find his way over the tape. Insurance point there for the Force on their serve as they try and push towards a comeback here. Rotation 1 received for Boston. And Minyard lets him off the hook the easy way with another service error, this time the floater into the top tape. Vautrin, a very good server. Incredible pass by McIntosh. Borsay with the left hand, kept alive by Moore. Free ball opportunity here for Force. Borsay blocked, that's 2 contacts. And that's sent over and handled by Vautrin. Big misconnection there. Force has got to have this. Costigan blocked and covered. Borsay. Wow, crazy rally here. Ferraro has a swing to end it. He covers himself. But Moy takes a swing at it on the second contact and finds the top of the tape again. That was a ridiculous pinball rally. Eventually won by the Northeast Force, and now a substitution, I believe. Let's see, who's in there? Oh, number 9 in black, Bruno Kretschmar, backup outside hitter, in for Garrett Minyard. Good play there by Paulin defensively. Borsay, beautiful defensive play by Vautrin. Ferraro into the block, kept alive. Ferraro again, this time rejected and can't be covered. Nice defense there from the big man, Clay Paulin, started everything off. Kept Force alive in that play, and eventually the block. Tarquinio and Borsay shut down Ferraro, and it's 11-13. Force right back in this thing. Vautrin out of the back row, chopped it wrist away and missed it out of bounds, and now it's a 1-point game. Interesting. Both these teams having a lot of success serving, scoring points on the serve of their middles. Kaufman and Moy have probably been the 2 best servers so far for Boston, and Paulin may be the best server so far for Force. Very interesting. You don't always see that. Of course, right as I say that, he tries to tag the deep corner in position 1 and missed it out of bounds. Good set there to Tarquinio, but not enough to fool Skylar Kaufman. Another one-on-one stuff block out of the middle. And in as quick as you can snap your fingers, Boston back up by 3. That really happened quickly. Rotation 3 receive here for Force. Costigan with a really good swing down the line off the fingertips of Chilcote and out of play. Northeast Force usually has the star-studded, at least superstar first opposite option of Nick Hunt, but not this weekend. So that's Bobby Costigan's spot for now. And that is a great choice there by Ferraro to tip that ball off the block and out of bounds on the right side. As Boston retakes the lead by 3. And the 6-2 comes in once again for bounce. Ize Dong, the backup setter, number 6. Craig Woods, number 8, the backup opposite. Front court setter Gonsalves for Force here in rotation 4 receive. Perfect hand pass there by Kretschmar, who came in a couple points ago. And a net violation there committed by the block of Boston. Kaufman admitted to it immediately. Borsay, the former Boston Bounce player from last year, serving for Force. Just too many service errors from both of these teams, but Force in particular, who have not seen the return in terms of any service pressure or aces. Just giving away way too many points for free. Good swing there by Costigan down the line, off, I believe, the head of Vautrin and out of play. Here's Cam Roth, the backup libero, off the bench as a service sub again, and badly misses that one short. Serving for the Northeast Force has not been good so far. That substitution is undone. So Ize Dong and Greg Woods stay on for Boston as the backcourt setter, front court opposite. I assume that will be undone after this rotation, but this has been a good point scoring opportunity here for Kaufman serving for Boston. Kretschmar off the bench, and he finds some space as he chops it sharp cross court and puts himself on the stat sheet for the first kill of his VLA career. Kretschmar, number 9 in black, a Brazilian native. Came to the States to play at Limestone. Good float serve there. Woods through the block and off the defender on the right side, not a play. And Greg Woods with his first VLA kill. And now, yes, indeed, the original setter and opposite come back in for Boston. That's Cameron Ponce and Neil Ferraro. Really good pass there by McIntosh again. Paulin high off the hands of Moy. And a pretty good block touch, but not quite good enough to slow him down. Perfect passing from Tim McIntosh again. Just the only guy on that Northeast Force team that you cannot serve. Good cross-body turn there by Moy. That is beautiful. Really nice piece of offense, waiting just that split second longer and cranking that ball all the way back across his body, right on the sideline. 2017 Boston. Looking to go up 2-0. Paulin again. This has been a good service rotation for Force. Chilcote either blocked or right into the tape or a combination of the two. And right on cue, we've got a 1-point ball game. 19 serving 20. This is getting very interesting here in the first match of the weekend. Paulin again. Moy blocked. Somehow covered by Ponce. Great hustle. Free ball opportunity here. Tarquinio for the tie on the back one, off the block and out of bounds. And we are all tied up at 20 apiece, and Boston needs a timeout. All the momentum on the side of the Northeast Force. This is pretty much a home game for them. Playing in Connecticut, and they do not want to go down 2-0 in their VLA debut. Nice battle we have here in the second set. Shirt or ball? Where's Hazy?
VLA. 2-week pop-up shop, all VLA gear.
Love it. Okay. I'm going to plug that. You heard it here first on Stream, boys and girls. We'll talk about this tomorrow, but our apparel sponsor, Novice Clothing Company, in the house in person. I love meeting these boys. The jerseys look unbelievable, so we'll get to that later for sure. Oh, huge put away there. Rob Chilcote out of the timeout gives Boston the side out that they so desperately needed. .21 serving 20. Moy here. Crucial sequence coming up. Good pass there by Kretschmar. Costigan crushed through a seam in the block. Sharp cross court and about 12 feet off the net at most. That was a bomb. And that is the type of first ball side out that I'm looking for. Give it to the down official. I don't know. Go ask him. Service sub here, number 13 in black for Force. Mark Ogilvie, nicknamed Frog. Good float serve there, working on Vautrin's hands. Big transition opportunity here. Frog actually sets that ball. Oh, interesting. Okay, in a 6-2, and Ryan Thomas, the new opposite. Number 23 in black, the left-hander, goes on the right side and missed that one out of bounds. That's a pretty crucial missed opportunity there for Force. Boston now takes the lead at 22-21. And another substitution, number 9 in purple, Ryan Love. Outside hitter in for, I guess it's Rob Chilcote into the Boston front court. So Ogilvie, the backup setter. What a stuff block that is. Oh my goodness, Skylar Kaufman again. Puts down Steven Tarquinio one-on-one, and now 23-21. That is a huge point on serve for the Boston Bounce. Here's Ferraro again. Good serve. Thomas, good high flat shot into the block to cover it, and Love right off the bench and right off the plane of the net dunks it to the floor with one hand, and it's 24-21. 3-0 run from Boston in the most crucial moment of this match so far. The 6-2 substitution has not worked for the Northeast Force in the last couple of points. They need a timeout now facing set point. 21-24. What a push those last couple of points from the Boston Bounce. Set point number 1 for Boston, 24-21. Force has got to get out of this rotation right here. Good play by Kobe Moore. Love for the set is rejected by Tarquinio, and it's not over yet. Ryan Love, fresh off the bench, who was really good for the Boston Bounce last year at the VLA Cup, will now go promptly back to the bench for Rob Chilcote. Still now, Boston has 2 opportunities to win this set in serve receive, 22-24. Brad Borsay got to serve this ball in, obviously. Hopes to take him out of system. And he does. This will be, barely a hittable ball. Chilcote couldn't handle it and keep it inside the antennas. Missed short into the net. Great serve there from Borsay. Now it's 23-24. And a smart timeout there by Coach Konstantinov of Boston. 23-24, nice fight by Force. Borsay given a couple extra seconds to think about this serve out of this timeout in a crucial moment. Set point number 3 at 23-24. Northeast Force has got to have this. Perfect pass there from Vautrin. Kaufman, and they do. With 3 blockers up against him, he finds some space between them and puts it away to give Boston a 2-0 lead, 25-23. Nice, fun, dramatic battle there at the end of the second set. But the Boston Bounce, in their first VLA action since being promoted to Tier 1 this offseason, off to a great start, up 2-0 against their East Division rivals. All right, ladies and gentlemen, great battle so far. 2 tight sets. Boston leads 2-0. And you heard me talk about there just a second ago. You can see the banner behind me. VLA and our new apparel sponsor this season, a Novice clothing company out of Albany, New York. The jerseys are unbelievable. They look so good. And the guys are here in person this weekend. They brought us this banner. They brought some samples of all the jerseys. And I've just been informed that there is a 2-week VLA pop-up store, which I've just put in the description of this video. So you've got about 2 weeks from right now to go buy all the VLA merch you could ask for. And there have been some of the teams have been doing this on their own accord. This is one you will not want to miss. So check out noviceclothingcompany.com/VLA. Link in the description to see what sort of novice swag you can pick up. Great to meet these guys this weekend, and we thank them for their partnership. I just love these jerseys so much. Other than that, some nice volleyball. Good volleyball being played. Boston, I think, clearly the better team so far. Definitely too many service errors for the Northeast Force. They're going to continue to work on that. I understand the balance. It's how men's volleyball is at the highest levels. You've got to serve tough. If you're given too many easy balls to opposing service receive units, you're going to get that ball run right back down your throat. So got to serve tough. But even some of these float servers have got to do a better job keeping the ball in play. So we'll see if we see any changes for either team. Both have gone to their bench pretty significantly throughout these first 2 sets so far. Set number 3 just about ready to get underway. Kretschmar remains in at the outside for the Northeast Force. They're receiving on the near side of your screen to start this third set. Costigan out of the back row. Chop dug by Ferraro. Vautrin tipped, stuffed by Borsay, but he follows through into the net. And Boston letting him hear about it as Borsay played for him last year. I like that. We talked to Garrett Minyard last night on Around the VLA about, even though Bounce just got promoted to Tier 1, Force in their VLA debut, but there are already some rivalries between these two teams. Connecticut, like Hartford at least, and Boston are not far away from one another. Neither is Albany, where Team LVC is from, so these guys know each other well, been playing against each other for years in various formats. Missed connection there, sent over by Paulin. Transition opportunity. Chilcote's out of the back row. That kept alive. And Vautrin will have a system swing and a smart high flat shot. Off the outside hand of Gonsalves and out of play. Good start for Boston, leading 2-0 and 2 points to none here in the third. Crushed by Borsay on the left side. That is that perfect, clean first ball side out that I've been waiting to see consistently from the Northeast Force. That was beautiful. Gonsalves opting with the float serve this time. Rotation 1 receive here. And a straight down stuff block. Oh my goodness, Clay Paulin against his former team. There's got to be some kind of criminal term for that stuff block. That was ridiculous. 2-all, big one-on-one battle there in the middle. Borsay again, this time on the overpass, fists it to the floor. And it's 3 serving 2. Our Connecticut-based hosts take the lead. Gonsalves again. Crushed down the line by Ferraro. What a delivery that time from Cameron Ponce. That was gorgeous. Ferraro picked that ball straight off the top of the antenna and dented the floorboards. We might have to move courts after that play. That was nasty. Good serve by Vautrin, handled by Borsay off the tape. Costigan, the left-hander, dug easily by Vautrin's transition opportunity here, and crushed by Ferraro again. Wow, 2 bombs in a row for number 21 in white. Neil Ferraro has looked awfully good. NYU. Man, Neil Ferraro continuing to answer some questions at the opposite position for the Boston Bounce. Vautrin again working on Borsay. Ooh, that ball should have been crushed to the floor. But a new lease on life, and Borsay takes advantage on the right side for the Northeast Force to tie it up at 4. The ball was overpassed and should have been crushed off the tape, but Force got a second opportunity and they took advantage. Now Borsay back to the service line. Brad Borsay, number 7 in black, 6'5", 29 years of age, out of Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. Back row combination. What a dig by McIntosh. Moy deep and right on the end line cross body. Even though Boston takes that point, I can't not talk about that defensive play from Tim McIntosh. That's just ridiculous. Hanging in there in position 5 and digging a bomb from Vautrin out of the back row. But Boston does take it on the second chance opportunity. It's 5 serving 4. A serve. Wow, Stephen Moy with the nasty knuckling floater that drops right off the cliff in front of McIntosh for the Boston 2-point lead. Oh my goodness, 1-on-1. Neil Ferraro. Wow, that's what we're talking about. When you put a middle on the right side, you get that blocking benefit right away. That was a brick wall, and it's 7-4 Boston, and all the momentum leading to a forced timeout here in the third. That was nasty. So in addition to Novice, our apparel provider, I want to shout out our other sponsors. Mikasa, the official ball supplier of the VLA. I don't have one in my hands right now. We're playing with these awesome V200W volleyballs that have the VLA logo on them. So that's our game ball for the weekend. They look great. Shouts to Mikasa. And Stat Together, our one of our live streaming platforms and our statistics platform. The teams are getting integrated with Stat Together, and we'll have full stats for every match available very shortly. Moy serving again out of the timeout. 7-4 Boston. Force has got to figure something out inside that offense right here. Good serve. Kretschmar with a really smart shot. The worst he could have done on that play was get an easily recycled ball back on his side, but the best was to find a small seam in the block, and he gets a favorable deflection and scores. And now a very interesting lineup choice for the Northeast Force, number 23 in black, Ryan Thomas, into the front court at the middle blocker position. And the interesting part about Thomas in the middle, 6'5" out of NGIT, he is left-handed. Maybe the only left-handed middle blocker I've ever seen. That ball kick save kept alive. Hittable for Costigan, but wow, Moore makes the play. Free ball here. Costigan again, this time through the block and down. That was ridiculous. Ryan Thomas had that ball go like right down his stomach pretty much off the block, and he kicked it up to keep it alive and force walk away with the point. So now 2 lefties in the front court for the Northeast Force. Costigan and Thomas, the opposite and the middle blocker. That's really interesting. And that ball hit out of bounds by Kaufman. That ball definitely wide of the sideline. I totally agree with that call. And we're tied up at 7. Nice response for the Northeast Force out of that timeout. Ferraro missed it short into the net. Wow, and the Force takes the lead. Very interesting. They have brought the momentum all the way back here in the third. Paulin serving again, having success working on Chilcote down the line. This time handled by Vautrin. Ferraro blocked, somehow covered, and Vautrin can send it over. Wow, what a play by the Boston Bounce. That is ridiculous. Jeff Vautrin almost runs out of room, and one-hand fist sends it back over to the Northeast Force side. Just barely clears the net. Gonsalves, the setter, has to handle it, and he puts it right on the plate of the net where Skylar Kaufman tipped it to the floor. That was a ridiculous play. And all that for Boston just to tie us up at 8 apiece. Ferraro back to the line. Good hand pass there by Borsay. Kretschmar slowed down by the block. Transition opportunity here. Good dig by McIntosh again. Another underset ball to Kaufman. Chilcote this time. High flat off the block and out of bounds again. Rob Chilcote has done a great job of picking on the blocker's high hands, hitting that ball as hard as he can, basically upwards into the high part of the fingertips of the block. And they're not pressed far enough over the net to stop themselves from getting used. 9 serving 8, Boston retakes the lead. Good pass there by Kretschmar. And somehow, I think right through the arms of Cameron Ponce, Kretschmar puts it away, and we're tied up at 9. Good dig by McIntosh again. Borsay hit deep out of the pipe, kept alive by Moore. Chilcote dug easily by McIntosh. Forces gotta have this. Costigan, and they don't know that ball was touched by the block. And then eventually put away by Borsay. Wow, very interesting. Boston insisted that none of their blockers touched that ball. But we played on. That, I agree with that call because almost always on those plays where the ball hits both the tape and the blocker, it almost always catches a piece of the hands and should be played on. Good call there by our officials. That ball hit out of bounds by Kaufman cross body. So the Force leads 11-9 here in the second after a couple too many hitting errors from the Boston Bounce. Very interesting. Costigan again. Wow, good rescue there by Ponce. High into the hands, kept alive for Boston. Chilcote this time missed it out of bounds. Wow. And a timeout now coming from Boston. They led 7-4. But an 8-2 run since for the Northeast Force, and they forced Boston into a timeout of their own. At 12-9, nice response from our hosts, even though they trailed 2-0. Just to go over the schedule for this weekend really quickly, it is in the description of this video, but this is the only match of the night. Tomorrow we've got 3 great matches in the afternoon, 2:30, 5:30, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And Team LVC of New York will make their season debut against both the Boston Bounce and the Northeast Force. And then Sunday, 2 matches only, noon Eastern and 3 p.m. Eastern. And then somebody told me that Sunday afternoon there's a certain football game being played in Southern California. So don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen. We will be done before that. 12 serving 9 forced out of the timeout. And a good timeout from Boston forces a service error. Costigan into the top tape that time. Here's Chilcote from the service line. Vautrin to the front row. Good pass by Borsay. Kretschmar slowed down by Kaufman. Good transition opportunity here. Vautrin absolutely destroyed on the left side against a one-on-one, and that is absolutely textbook high-level volleyball right there from the Boston Bounce. A good block touch there by Skylar Kaufman to slow Kretschmar down, and sometimes that is as good as a free ball. And Ponce with the quick delivery to Vautrin on the left side. He detonates cross court. That's just perfect. 11 serving 12. Make it 11-13 after the serve into the top tape. Wow, that is such a good swing. Neil Ferraro out of the back row down the line. That was no more than 12 feet off the net. The dude is contacting the ball so high. And remember, this is a converted middle you're looking at here. Number 21 in white, Neil Ferraro looks awesome on the right side so far. 12 serving 13. Platform set to the outside to Borsay. Smart play, tipping that ball. At least he tried to get the outside fingertips of Ponce, but didn't quite get the touch. So we are tied up at 13. Good serve by Kaufman, forces the overpass. But Vautrin can't quite rescue it before it gets to the antenna. Definitely a missed opportunity there. I don't think the Boston defenders were ready for that ball to be overpassed, so they couldn't quite run the offense effectively. 14-13 force with Thomas, the left-handed middle, a 28-year-old from Port of Spain, Trinidad, the Caribbean island. That ball missed way out of bounds. But I am excited to see Ryan Thomas get more involved in the offense. I can't say I've ever seen a left-handed middle blocker at this high of a level, so seeing what he can do offensively is going to be fun to watch. Good pass there by McIntosh. Quick ball to the outside, and Borsay with a good high swing off the block and out of bounds. That is a beautiful set from Kevin Gonsalves. Gonsalves back to serve here. 6'4", 34 years of age, Connecticut native, but played collegiately at IPFW in Indiana. Goal, good block touch there by Paul and slowed it down, but deflected to the floor by the forced defense, and we're tied up at 15. Borsay on the right side, over the top of the block, looking for the touch, and he did not find it. And the Boston bench is letting him hear about it. Bounce retakes the lead for now. Gonsalves still arguing about a block touch. I don't think he's going to get one. I didn't think that ball changed direction after it passed the top of the block, so I think no touch is the right call. Here's Vautrin to serve with a 1-point lead. Perfect pass by McIntosh again. And a smart tip by Borsay on the right side off the block of Chilcote and out of bounds. You can see Gonsalves take his sweet time. That ball was passed really high. So Gonsalves standing right in zone 7 where you want to stand, takes a look over his right shoulder at the Boston block, before deciding who to set. Nice high-level setter play there. Tied up at 16. Ferraro slowed down by the block again, able to be hit at by Costigan on one, but he misses it out of bounds deep cross court. Nice touch there from Paulin, but Force can't quite take advantage. Paulin out of the middle, a little bit underset. Good defensive play there by Vautrin. Chilcote, deep cross court, wanted the fingertips, and I don't believe he found them. So we are tied up at 17. Good angle there from Kaufman. Sharp wrist away. Thomas was there, but just one blocker is not going to be able to slow down that sharp of an angle. And now the 6-2 substitution coming in again here for Boston, Dong and Woods. The backcourt setter and front court opposite respectively. Dong going with the hybrid that time, missed it just out of bounds. So we're tied up at 18. Now a substitution for the Force with Cam Roth coming in off the bench for Costigan. So no backcourt opposite right now for the Northeast Force with Costigan on the bench. 18 all. Kaufman slowed down on the back one, but the block of the Northeast Force touched the net on their way down and admitted to immediately by Kretschmar, so it's 19-18 Boston. Will we have a Boston sweep to start the East Division season? Or will the Northeast Force in their VLA debut force this thing to at least one more set? Roth remains on and right back for Costigan for the Northeast Force. Vautrin chopped down the line, handled easily by Roth. Borsay for the lead through the block of Woods and down, and the Force takes the lead. Good offensive transition play that time, and Brad Borsay with a nice high swing down the line now, 20-19. Good pass there by Roth. Thomas on the back one is rejected. Wow, what a read by the Boston Bounce, and that is the interesting thing that I was looking forward to seeing is how will the Force use the left-handed middle? Ryan Thomas is a part of the offense. That time Bounce was ready for it completely. Kaufman, though, with a pretty bad service error that time, short on the floater. We're tied at 21. And now Frog Ogilvy's going to come in again for Thomas, this time as a service substitute. Paulin back into the front court as the middle blocker. Vautrin a little behind that ball, and Paulin is able to scoop it out of the net. Moy dug by Kretschmar. Borsay for the lead again, and he puts it away deep cross court. Good scramble by the Force, and they're able to keep that ball alive, give Borsay an opportunity, and he has been by far their best out-of-system terminal option on the wings so far. 22-21 Force. Vautrin slowed down by the block again. Gonsalves, the front court setter, with the deep tip. Paulin on the first contact. Wow, must be nice to be 6'9". He was practically standing on the ground as he sent that ball back over. Return to sender. And 23-21. The Force leads and forces Boston into their second and final timeout of the set. We might be looking at a fourth set here, ladies and gentlemen. Great battle here by the Northeast Force late in the third. Frog serving again out of the timeout, 23-21. Then he missed it long out of bounds, so a good timeout there for Boston to hang around within one, and now they will undo their 6-2 substitution. So Ferraro and Ponce back in for Boston, and the Force undoes their service substitution. Perfect pass there. Borsay is roofed by Ferraro, and we are tied. Oh my goodness, Neil Ferraro has been by far Boston's best player in this match, in my opinion, and it's the first match I've ever seen him play opposite. He has been outstanding. A crucial stuff block there to tie us at 23, and to be expected, Northeast calling a timeout. That is a huge play by number 21 in white. What a battle we have here in the first match of the weekend. Totally setting the tone. Ponce serving for the Boston bounce on the far side of your screen at 23-all. Boston leads 2-0. You better believe this ball is going to either Borsay or Paulin. If the ball's passed well, and it doesn't have to be passed at all, as a good timeout, forces Ponce into the service error short, and now it's set point, with Costigan, the front court opposite, coming back in for the Force. Gonsalves float serving down the line. Vautrin missed it out of bounds. And that is it. The Northeast Force have extended this match to at least 4 sets. They are on the board here in their VLA existence. They take the third 25-23. And we are going to 4. This has been really interesting. And it is not over yet. Set number 4 coming your way in just a few minutes with the Northeast Force getting on the board. They still trail 1-2. Teams will change sides. More volleyball coming up here on a Friday night from Connecticut. Stick around. Even though the juniors event here at, I think, what's this event called? I think AAU Grand Prix, the second weekend in a row. There's no games going on tonight, but we've got a little bit of a crowd gathering for this VLA East Division battle. Northeast Forest giving the people what they came to see, and that's more volleyball. The Force took the third, 25-23, a very tight battle. Both teams, it's fun to see teams like this, like making a season debut, because obviously they were sloppy in the first. They were figuring themselves out, but then as soon as they figure themselves out, they can start to adjust to what they're seeing on the other side of the net in the matchup, and we've totally seen that already. Pieces moving around, both teams going to their bench. It's high-level volleyball at its finest, and this is only the first match of the weekend. Set number 4, ready to get underway. Gonsalves serving for the Northeast Force on the far side of your screen. Good read there by McIntosh on the setter dump, but eventually fed quickly to Stephen Moy on the gap set in the middle. Excellent offense there from the Boston Bounce. They're on the board first here in the fourth. Good, wow, incredible pass by off a tough serve there. Borsay on the right side, dug easily. Ferraro dug really nicely by Kretschmar. No way! The flying reverse jump bump thing? Oh my goodness, Clay Pollen. Of all the ways to score a point, that is certainly one of them. He's still flexing in celebration. That's awesome. I can't wait to put that on Instagram later. Perfect pass there from Moore. Power tip by Ferraro into the floor. Can't be kept alive by McIntosh, but a net violation committed by Ferraro. Interesting, he landed and touched the net before the ball was down, and I thought that might have happened. I thought I saw the bottom of the net move a little bit, so it's a perfectly good call, and the Force takes a 2-1 lead. Perfect pass there. Vautrin on the right side. High, deep cross court off Gonsalves and out of play. Jeff Vautrin is just so much fun to watch. Number 17 in white, 6'2" only. He plays so much bigger than that, even as he misses that serve out of bounds there. Vautrin, the founder and captain of this bounce squad, the current head coach for both the men's and women's sides at his alma mater of LaSalle University in Massachusetts. 3 serving 2, here's Pollen. Moy crushed out of the middle. Such a good set choice there from Cameron Ponce. And Moy made no mistake about that one. Moy serving 3-all. Thomas, the left-handed middle, still in the front court here for the Force. Ball may have been going out of bounds, played nicely by Vautrin. Ferraro on the right side, straight over the block. Somehow McIntosh runs it down. Rob Chilcote hanging in the air for just long enough. Gonsalves sent over a free ball just barely too short. And number 3 in white swatted it back to the floor. That was an awesome play. 4 serving 3. A serve! Stephen Moy mesmerizing the Force receivers right into a seam. And again, the middle blockers serving for really both teams, but Bounce in particular have been some great point-scoring rotations for them. Kretschmar down the line. Really good play by Ponce. Good reset initiated by Chilcote. Another opportunity here. This time Ferraro on the right side. Down the line, he puts it away. That is such smart volleyball there from Boston. Rob Chilcote took a terrible situation with the ball right on the net, and he turned it into a great one for his team by tapping it softly into the block, and it was able to be recovered on his side. 6 serving 3. Nice run here from Boston, 3 points in a row. Wow, Ryan Thomas, the left-handed middle attacker, that time in front of the setter with a ridiculous wrist-away angle right on the sideline. That's, wow, you just don't see that in high-level volleyball, a left-handed middle. He played at a pretty good collegiate program of NGIT, so it's not like he's unfamiliar to this level. Ferraro again. The high contact point is just insane. Neil Ferraro off the top of the antenna. Deep cross court, and he puts it away. That ball by Ferraro served just barely out of bounds. Here's Kretschmar going with the jump spinner, and that was not even close. Whoops. We'll have to decide as a league on what the punishment is if you serve a ball underneath the net. Well, we'll come up with something, don't you worry. That is, again, not something you see every day. Perfect pass there by McIntosh. Good block touch there, but unfortunately can't quite be run down by Chilcote in position 6 middle back. Runs out of room, and Borsay continues to be the offensive workhorse for the Force. Perfect pass there by Vautrin. Vautrin exploits a very small seam in the block, and he puts it away cross court. Nice run there on the give and go. Vautrin to Ponce, back to Vautrin. Kaufman has been a good server for the Bounce so far in this match. Perfect pass there, and a nice setter choice. Yeah, dumped over on the second contact by Gonsalves, plus a little bit of a stare down. He's been waiting for that to finally have some success. Bounce has been one step ahead of him so far in those setter dump attempts, but finally he gets one. 7 serving 9. Not a good serve that time by Gonsalves. He misses it short. Good rip there by Ponce, handled really nicely by McIntosh. Costigan the lefty kept alive easily. Transition opportunity here, Vautrin. What a play by McIntosh again. Ferraro missed it out of bounds, deep cross court. That is ridiculous defense by Tim McIntosh, number 4 in white and orange for the Northeast Force. That dude is everywhere. Oh, incredible touch again by McIntosh. But this time can't be kept alive, and the kill goes to Jeff Vautrin. These two teams are starting to elevate in more ways than one. The level of their game is increasing, and the level of contact point above the ground is not going down anytime soon. 11 serving 8. Overpass, crushed to the floor by Stephen Moy. Good service pressure there by Vautrin. Vautrin tries to go to the sideline, position one that time, missed it short. Chilcote, high hands, good dig there from Paulin. Costigan takes a rip at it on two and shatters a water bottle on the Boston bench. He missed it out of bounds, no touch. Boston calling for the party foul. Love it. Gonsalves to Thomas, the lefty, blocked and covered. Thomas again, stuffed straight down by Skylar Kaufman. Wow, 2 block touches in a row. The first, a great touch to slow it down. The second, just eating him alive. Timeout force. Trailing by 5, 14-9. The Boston lead. They are looking to end this match in 4 and take a full 3 points from the standings. Moy again serving out of the timeout, 14-9. Good defensive play by Moy. Hittable ball for Chilcote, and another really smart high out-of-system swing by Rob Chilcote, number 3 in white and purple. Right off the high fingertips, and it deflects out of the reach of anybody on the Northeast Force side. Moy again is served really well. Thomas out of the middle, dug by Ponce. Ferraro straight over the top of the block, still dug. Kretschmar swiped off the block of Ferraro and out of play. Smart play there by number 9 in black. And the Force had to have that point if they have any chance of forcing this thing to a 5th set. Cam Roth in off the bench once again as a service sub. Crushed crossbody by Kaufman, but good defense. Ferraro through the block and down on the right side, and he puts it away again. Neil Ferraro has played really well. 16-10 the Boston lead. There have not been many, if any, 6-point leads in this match so far. That's how tight it's been. Now Ize Dong and Greg Woods back into the match and the 6-2 substitution. Dong the backup setter to serve. That ball hit out of bounds by Kretschmar outside the antenna. And the Force offense is unraveling just a little bit here. They're definitely missing some high ball scoring ability with Borsay in the backcourt. Good swing there by Kretschmar in response. Off the block of Woods and out of play. Somehow finding some space between Woods' outside arm and the antenna. And there was not much there, let me tell you. inching ever closer to a Boston 3-1 victory. They lead by 7. Force is going to have to mount a pretty significant comeback here in the fourth. Good pass there by Roth. That's 2 contacts. Has to be 2 contacts. Not called, and that ball eventually to the floor. That is definitely a missed call in my opinion. That ball was blocked into Thomas's chest, and then Thomas scooped it up again. And we're going to have a conversation about this with Vautrin, so we won't award the point just yet. The point will stay with the Northeast Force. Interesting. So 12 serving 18. Maybe that's the break that they need. Overpassed and absolutely crushed by Clay Paulin. Maybe that is the momentum shift that they need. I think that was a bit of a break on that call. But they're certainly not going to apologize for it. Now Dong and Woods, excuse me, with Kaufman and Vautrin. They need to run an offense here that can get them back to their normal setter and opposite. Good set there from Dong, but hit out of bounds by Greg Woods down the line. Interesting. Maybe that questionable call was the spark that the Northeast Force needed. They're back within 4. Thomas lets Boston off the hook slightly that time with the service error. But definitely a momentum shift. Nice effort there from Force to take the game back within their own control to some degree. Kaufman here serving. Perfect pass there. Paulin crushed out of the middle. That ball's definitely down, I believe, off the foot, then into the floor. Or the other way around, so Paulin out of the middle takes the point for the Force, and now Frog Ogilvie once again comes in, this time as a service sub, I believe. No, in for Gonsalves, straight up 1-for-1 as the setter. So Gonsalves to the bench, and Costigan back in at the opposite as well, but that ball put away by Moy out of the middle, cross body. 20-15 Boston is the original setter, and opposite come back in for them. So Frog Ogilvie, number 13 in black, in as the full-time setter now for the Force, and they're receiving in rotation 1. A serve right on the sideline. Cameron Ponce with an absolute beauty. And the Boston lead back up to 6. That might be all she wrote, barring a miracle. Great serve right there from the great Boston setter. Ponce trying to prove that he belongs in the discussion around elite-level VLA setters. Another good serve there. Costigan able to keep that in play, but basically a free ball here. Push to the outside where Vautrin terminates it down the line. And now it's 22-15. Boston has taken the momentum back. They are putting a lot of pressure on this Force reception unit in rotation 1, which is a classically difficult rotation for many teams. And now starting outside hitter turned coach of sorts, Garrett Minyard, calls his team timeout for the Northeast Force. Last gasp here, otherwise this one's going to end in 4. 22-15 Boston leads, and they lead 2-1. Good play by McIntosh with that serve off the tape. Borsay deep cross court. Dug by Ponce. Ferraro, good high smart swing off the block and out of bounds again. Wow. Boston Bounce have really pulled away here lately. It's 23-15. See if Ponce can finish the match on his serve. Yes, he can. Match points coming up with another ace serve for Cameron Ponce in this run, and it is 24-15. Interesting. Cameron Ponce has given himself the opportunity to be the hero here. Match point number 1. The bounce bench erupts in claps. Ponce handled really nicely by McIntosh. Down the line, Ponce makes the play. Free ball opportunity here. Force all out of sorts. Good coverage play there by Ponce. Vautrin against 3 blockers for the match, kept alive again somehow. Vautrin blocked, covered by Moore. Paulin tipped into the block, is covered. Borsay to stay alive. Good dig there by Chilcote. Moy for the match. That ball finally to the floor, and that is it. A crazy rally on match point, but the Boston Bounce have pulled away. After dropping a tight one in the third, the Boston Bounce with authority take the fourth 25-15. And the first match in the East Division in 2022 goes the way of the Boston Bounce, 3-1 over the Northeast Force. Great battle here to start off the East Division weekend here in Connecticut for these two longtime rivals, even though they're making their Tier 1 debuts on the VLA stage. This is just the first of many great chapters of Bounce versus Force competition in the East Division. That was a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much for watching. Bounce wins 3-1. Gonna grab one of the guys for an interview really quick before we cut the stream, but we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. New York's team LVC makes their season debut, so catch us live here on YouTube for that. I will go grab one of the Boston guys to chat with, and then we will be done for the evening. Thanks again very much for watching. It's been a fun one. We'll go right down there. Nice. No, you're going to be perfect. No, I'll be good. All right, boys and girls. Neil Ferraro, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, you just told me just now as we were walking over here that the last time you played opposite was your 18s year of club.
Yep. I didn't play any opposite in college, just through const and smash 18s.
Wow. You looked awesome. And the fun thing about your team that I was wondering about this year is because you obviously are rolling super deep. You got so many bodies. You got like 18 of you or something crazy. But your right side position was going to be a little bit of a question mark. I didn't know who to expect. So you felt your team has been awesome in the middle, and you pick up Steven this offseason as he moved to Boston, putting you on the right. So far, so good.
Yeah, we got a lot of height through the middle, so we figured a 3 middle offense would work great. We have a lot of versatility with all of our players, so it helps us stretch our team a little bit thinner, even when we have a lot of bodies on the team.
So tell me about the high-level opposite things that you're working to figure out, even within that match, because it's a different set of skills slightly, even as like athletic and big of a player as you are. Like, you clearly figured it out, but tell me what your learning process is at the opposite position so far. Yeah,
I mean, Cam's been great. He's been setting me really well all game, all practice, really. I'm working online. I can't really do that right now.
You had one good one.
Don't show any of this to the offense or opposers. But yeah, we're working through that. But it's great to have a bunch of good teammates, so you don't have to rely on one power hitter. We got Jeff on the outside, guy's filthy. We have Rob, who's a great passer, so we're always in system.
Right.
And then we have 2 huge middles, so it always helps.
It's a pretty nice way to build a team.
Yeah, definitely.
And a pretty nice way for you guys to start your season. So 3-1. We can't wait to see you guys tomorrow, Neil. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you. Excited for it.
Well done, bud.
All right, have a great night.
Woo! Yes, sir. All right, that'll do it for us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday to you all. We'll see you tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, right back here live from Connecticut on YouTube all around the world. So thanks for watching. I'm Rob St. Clair. We'll see you tomorrow.
I mean, I have 3 more. I don't know how many we're going to need.
Okay. Well done.
If I ever need a jersey or shirt from Chris, I'll